Hello, let's create a new Seppo game. So I already done a login for Seppo as an instructor. Here are my games that I've created or copied from the library, where there are over 8,000 games. But let's create a new game. So I click here. Seppo will open a new page. And the first thing we need to do is to give a name to the game. Let's call this demo game Seppo Adventure. Let's choose a game board, the background for the game. It can be a live map. You could choose any address in the world and use it almost like a Pokemon Go, educational. You can use any type of photo that you have on your computer, JPEG, PNG, or even GIF to have some movement. Uh, or you can also use 360-degree images, which already makes the game approach something like virtual reality. It's really cool. The experience is super nice. You can also use more than one image so that different levels of the game would have a different background, different game board. Seppo is an internet solution. You works in any browser. We also have an app version that you can download. But despite all that, if I click here, Seppo also works offline. So you start the game connected to the internet, but lose Wi-Fi, don't worry, you can continue playing. We can choose to use certain order for the exercises, first, second, third, and so on, and use different levels to have that sensation of a progression and that you're developing in the game. There are some other initial configurations, but let's use this, make this demo game as simple as possible by save and close. And now we already have our game board, or two, in fact, because I wanted to have two different scenarios for the game. Uh, on the left side, we have 5 buttons. These are the only buttons that you will need to create or to edit games. It's that simple. First button, you will return to this screen where we chose the name and the game board. Second button, we already start creating the exercises. Let's give a name for this exercise. Let's do an exercise about gamification itself. Gamification. Let's choose what kind of exercise we shall use this time. A creative exercise. This means that the player would have to answer by taking a photo, a selfie, recording a video or audio, maybe drawing something, taking a photo of the drawing, of writing, uh, doing something creative, often interacting with the real world, recording an interview or something like that. We could use multiple choice, checkbox exercise where there can be more than one correct answer, missing word exercise, and matching pairs. And also we have a collaborative exercise where the players can see and comment and like the answers of other players. Let's use multiple choice for this exercise about gamification. In this box, we can write anything, or we can also uh, copy text from other sources and use material that we already have. We don't always have to start from scratch. So that's very handy. We can also use audio and video to explain to the players what they have to do. You can upload it from your computer, or you can record it on the spot as you're doing your game. You can add links, you can add photos, and that kind of things. So the first exercise is about gamification. We know that gamification is one of the best methodologies to engage and motivate people. We also know that Seppo is the best gamification tool in the world, of course. But do you know where Seppo comes from? Watch this short video to find out. The idea is that this game is educational, so I don't want the players to simply guess the answer. This is not a quiz to test already existing knowledge. So we need to give them some material to study this subject. It could be a photo, a graph, a text, or in this case, a video. Already chosen a video on YouTube. I'm going to copy the address to this video, paste it here. On the teacher instructor side, there will only be this link, but you will see in about 5 minutes or less, that on the player side there will already be that YouTube link uh, icon, and the video will work inside the game. Okay, we have a task. We have something for the players to study within the game. Now let's give them answers, the alternatives to answer. Japan. Somebody click Japan as their answer. It's a mistake. Instead of punishing the mistake, we can use this also as a moment of learning and give feedback, automatic feedback. No, that's not correct. Please watch the video again, starting from uh, 1 minute 15 seconds, for example. Read again your book from page 27 onwards to find out the right answer. Check website X to know why you made a mistake and what's the correct answer, something like that. Another alternative, Finland. And that Finland is the correct answer. I will click here so that the game, the platform knows that this is the correct answer. And let's give points for the correct answer. Getting 1 point is great. 10 is better. 100, 1,000 points, and the players will be happy. Simple, but it works. Instructors, we can later take all the zeros out. It doesn't matter if it's 1 point or 10,000 points, but for the players, it really does make a difference. Some positive feedback. That's correct. Well done to the man, something like that. So alternatives, Brazil, comments for that as well. And instead of just writing a text, I could have also added some photos, for example, the flags of these countries uh, for the players to choose. Save and close. We already have our first exercise ready. It appears in the middle of the game board, and I can move it anywhere that I want, simply dragging it with my mouse. Okay, let's do one more exercise for you to see a different type of exercise. Seppo players. Creative exercise this time. Let's go and copy the text that I had already written to speed things up. Uh, Only really nice people take part in this Seppo gamification adventure. We really appreciate your participation. It's true. Take a selfie or record a short video to introduce yourself to us, please. So, creative exercise. You could always write something. Text is always a possibility way of answering the exercises, creative exercises. But we can also uh, liberate image, photo, video, and audio as the manner in which the players can answer. I asked a selfie or a video, so I will click here on image and video. Let's give points for this exercise. I think this is worth 2,000 points. Creative exercises usually needs a human being to grade the answers, to keep the points. But in Seppo, we also have this great feature for automated feedback. Here's an example. Exercise completed, excellent. You might get feedback later. And you can also give automatic points regardless of the quality of the answer. Anything from 0 to 100% of the maximum points for this answer. There are also some additional settings that you could use. For example, with time pressure, you define when the players open the exercise, how many hours, minutes, or seconds they have to complete the task. Let's put 5 minutes for this one. Save and close. Simple as that. We already have 2 exercises on the game board, on the same game board, on the same level. But actually, I want to put this Seppo players exercise into level 2 and a different game board. So remembering that all the exercise, all the buttons to create or edit Seppo games are on the left side. Last one, the fifth, is where we can define the order of the exercises. And simply by dragging exercises from one level to another, we can move exercises to different levels. I can also now change the game board for level 2, and I could define the rules, what is necessary to advance from one level to another. Simple as that. Save and close. Basically, our game is ready already, but I want to show you also another cool feature, game story and rules. By opting to use this is optional. you can create a mission for your players. Give a reason. Why are they taking part in this activity? Here's an example. Space adventure. Your spaceship has been forced to land. The engine is totaled, it's broken, and you are commanded to go on an expedition. You're going to have to look for spare parts. Every spare part corresponds to points. This is why you are taking part in this activity. That's the mission or the objective of the players. Our objective as instructors, teachers, managers is some kind of learning, but the players can take part in this kind of a fun activity, and they don't even notice that they're studying or learning new things. You can also create some rules. Uh, of course, this is also completely editable. Simple as that. Save and close. Our game is ready. Took a few minutes, and it's already a game that has some media inside to study. It has an interactive exercise, so it's not just a quiz. Click here, click there. Super cool, isn't it? I click here to open the game. I could now add the game to the content library if I wanted to. Later, I could show a scoreboard to all the players. There's a chat inside the game to communicate even from distance in real time. Uh, and by clicking on this fourth button on the left-hand side, I can share the game with one click to Google Classroom, to Microsoft Teams, or by clicking on this share button, the Seppo will open a new page on your browser with a QR code and other explanation how you could enter this game as a player. Simple as that. Let's play.